Hi, thank you for coming. My name's Michala. We are going to begin tonight on our back in a supported chest opening shape. So I recommend at home you can take 2 blocks or a pillow or blanket, some sort of elevation for your spine. And we're just going to rest the top of the head on the first block and the rib cage and the thoracic spine on the second block. And when you arrive, just begin to draw attention to the space and environment that you're in. Begin to sense all of the sounds near and far. And perhaps you slowly begin to draw attention to your physical body. If it feels safe, you're welcome to soften your eyes or close them. Become aware of the physical body. Notice the points of contact between your body and the floor or the mat or the support. And take a moment now to transition attention to your mind. Just recognizing how you are showing up to this practice and holding space for yourself without any judgment or need to shift. See how you might adjust your body so you feel a little more comfortable. And begin to soften all of the extra layers of your body that might be holding on to tension. See how it would feel to relax the space behind your eyes, soften the muscles around your face and your jaw. From here, I'll invite you to move attention to your breath. Recognize that you are breathing. Begin to observe where the breath is present in your body. Some of us might notice more sensation in the chest or torso, while others might feel more throughout the abdomen, the lower body. You're welcome to stay here, or if you'd like to move further with your legs, I'll invite you to take the feet together and let the knees start to shift off wide. And you can find any extra support beneath the thighs. And know that at any point you can shift and explore movements that feel safe. Here we're beginning to create the quality of heaviness in the whole body. Heaviness in the back plane of the body. And find a gentle tuck of your chin, just aligning your spine a little more. Your ribs might start to soften down into the support. See how you might invite heaviness into the hips, into the places that are coming into contact with the ground, the skull, the shoulders, the ribs, the sacrum, and parts of the legs. We'll stay here for 3 more rounds of your breath. And as you feel complete, you might guide your hands down to your legs and draw the knees back. And then take your time to shift over to one side, coming down off of the support very gently, just pausing on your side for a moment. And return all the way onto your back, shifting the blocks out from underneath of you. And just recognize what this feels like in your body. Keeping the body heavy, let's extend the arms over our head. Keeping the shoulders down, the arms can stay bent. And we're going to inch them slightly over to the right. From there, walk your legs over to the right as well. And then maybe rest one palm in the other. Some folks like to cross one ankle over the other. And draw attention to the quality of your breath. Send the breath over to the left side of your body. Here, I invite you to soften your muscles, deepening the connection between all of the tissues of your body and the earth. And from here, if you begin to notice your mind traveling outside of this practice, we can welcome it back by observing the senses, recognizing texture or temperature on your body, becoming aware of the sounds you hear in your ears. And if your eyes are open, you might be observing colors or shapes. Name something that is true for you here today. Let's take one more round of breath. And begin to return your body back to a balanced position. Uncross your legs. Maybe take the arms down by your sides for a moment. The gentle pauses in between the shapes we take help integrate and recalibrate the body. And when you are ready, reach your arms back over your head and slightly over to the left. And walk your legs over to the left, finding a subtle curve in the right side of your body. Recognize if this side feels different. The practice of yin invites us to play with the edge of discomfort, finding new sensations that perhaps live deeper in the body. The practice is also allowing, nurturing, and calming. See where you can allow space and openness to arrive in your body. Some of us might let go of the resistance in the shoulders or the mouth. Others might draw attention to the legs and imagine the legs are like a deep trunk of a tree. When the trunk is safe and sturdy, keeping your body protected. 3 more breaths, just as you are. Perhaps watching the breath move throughout your body, expanding and softening. And seeing how you can keep the back really heavy, gently migrate your body back to center. Let your arms release. And we'll take this gentle hug. Reach your arms across your body. And you might even draw the chin closer in towards your chest. Inhale, open your arms back out and switch the cross of your arms as you exhale. And drawing attention to whatever sounds are present in your environment and letting them be part of the practice. Return the arms back and slowly draw the knees inward towards the torso. You might rock side to side or forward and back. And in your own time, shift over to one side and begin to press your body up to a seat. No rush. And arriving in a seat, we're going to take an opening for the hips. So I always recommend sitting on a blanket or some sort of elevation. And here we're going to bend our right leg. The right leg and the right heel is going to travel back towards the left hip. And then you'll take your left leg and cross it over. Do your best to just soften the feet. Sometimes blankets under there can help any tension. I also like to cushion in between the thighs with a block or blanket sometimes. And then take a moment to align your spine, relax your eyes, and see what is showing up for you. Some folks find the perfect amount of sensation here. Others might like to fold forward. In your own time, you can explore shifting your weight forward, letting the head soften down to a block or two. How can you support your body so that you can explore the deeper layers of tissues? And let's take 5 more breaths together here, wherever you are. And then ever so gently take your spine back if it's folded forward. And we're going to take our right hand down to the floor. Reach your left arm up over your ear. And then you can let the arm kind of dangle on top of your head or behind the head. We're not looking for any engagement here, rather a nice passive stretch of the left side body. You might even bend the right arm a little bit, relaxing the shoulder away from the ear. And some folks might find more sensation by drawing the chest down. One more breath, noticing sensation, allowing it to be. And then gently returning your torso back to neutral, letting the arms relax. And let's extend the arms way up over our head. Interlace your fingers and press your palms forward and down. Now from here, instead of like really pushing your shoulders out, can you harness the shoulders back in their sockets so the arms might even bend a little bit? And then tuck the chin in towards the torso. Inhale, chest lifts, arms lift, head lifts, and then release your hands. Take your time. Lean your weight back so you can unwind your legs. Let the legs come out in front of you. You might tap them out a little bit. I like to kind of shift the legs back and forth, one side and then the other. And then we'll switch. Left heel down towards the right hip. And then crossing the right leg over top. You can choose any support to fill the gaps. And take a moment to be here, present with what is true for you. Soften the eyes. And as you soften tension, see if the body is welcoming you to explore more. And trust in the messages of your own body. Maybe fold forward, or others might even lean backward. Find a place to stay. How would it feel here to relax any extra layers of resistance, even just a little bit, whether those pieces of resistance are in your body or present in your mind? And begin to draw the chest back to a neutral shape. And our left hand will come down to the floor, right arm extends over your head. Let it be heavy. You can bend it. And perhaps lean just a touch over to the left. You're welcome to also explore shifting your torso down, maybe getting a nice open stretch through the spine. Let's stay here together for 3 more breaths. When you are complete, shift the torso back. Go ahead and reach the arms out in front of you, and then let the shoulders kind of migrate back down. And then reach them up. You can let the shoulders separate. Interlace the fingers, press the palms forward and down, and then guide the shoulders back into place. And on your next breath, I'll invite you to let out a gentle sound. Maybe that's a hum or an open mouth exhale. Just anything that might be holding you away from relaxing. And then return the hands down by your sides, lean your weight back, and unravel the feet. The feet will come bent to the floor, and we're going to push into the floor with our hands and heels. And then shift the weight back down, and just do that a couple times, up and down. And then we'll transition onto our belly. Take a blanket up to the top of your mat or a cushion for your head. And when you arrive, extend the right arm off to the side of your mat. Your palm will be on the floor. And then we're slowly just going to twist our weight over to the right side until you feel some kind of sensation. Now here, I bend my knees and draw them close to my torso. Others might choose to twist the shape a little more and guide the knees somewhere up towards the sky. And, and we can draw attention back to all the places of the body that are connecting with the ground. Draw attention back to the quality of the thoughts in our head and whether these thoughts are serving you best. Lastly, I'll invite us to become aware again of our need to change or force your breath. Simply recognize that you are breathing. And over time, some folks might like to take the the left arm, and let it a little through the you're holding on, then Release the left arm back down. Body. There, like you're moving very gently, return your torso back to the floor. You might even let your arms rest by your sides. See if there is a difference from side to side here. And also hold space for no difference. Reach your arms back out in front of you. And before we take the second arm, I'll move us through a gentle sphinx shape. So we're going to come onto our forearms. And we'll come to this shape one more time, so we won't spend too long in here at first. But let's let the shoulders hollow. You can relax your chin. And recognize if the right side of the arm, the right arm, feels any different than the left. Send attention to your whole spine. Here we're finding gentle compression in the spine, sending hyaluronic acid, which is a hydrating acid for our cells. So as we compress the tissues in our body, we're releasing hydration. Bend your knees and see what that feels like. And when you're complete, I'll meet you back down on your torso. Relaxing the arms. And then begin to shift to your left side. Left arm will reach off to the side of the mat with the palm down to the floor. And then you can shift your weight over to the left. Again, cushioning the neck, perhaps the legs as well. Find a variation with the legs that feels sustainable for you. And if you like, you can take your right arm and release it behind the body. Tapping in here to any places of resistance, allowing them to be, and drawing awareness back to the ebb and the flow of our breath. Let's stay here for 3 more breaths. Very slowly, like you're moving through slow motion. Migrate the body back down onto the torso. Taking a moment to integrate. And then arriving back to a sphinx shape. This time you might draw blocks forward to cushion your head. We'll be here a little bit longer. Some folks also like to cushion the rib cage, the rib basket. Beautiful. When you arrive, you can choose where you'd like your chin. If this is ever too intense, then I'll invite you to move onto your belly. And laying on the belly is a gentle back bend in itself. You might begin to sense the downward pressure of the torso and the front of the body. Take this time to check back in with yourself mentally, physically, spiritually. Become aware of how you are practicing in this moment. Begin to return the body down to the floor. And you might bend both legs, sway the feet back and forth. Take as long as you like here or any other movements before we push into the floor, coming onto hands and knees and then shifting back into a child's pose or a wisdom pose. You might take the knees as wide as the mat. That'll lengthen or perhaps create space in the lower back. Others might keep the knees together. And I'm going to support my head tonight with a block just to keep the spine in alignment for me. Others might also cushion the back of the knees with a blanket or the feet. The downward pressure of our whole body, creating a stable sense of heaviness. Notice how it feels to breathe here, perhaps moving your breath to every rib, letting the space around your ribs be expansive and grow large. And as you find yourself exhaling, all the muscles around the ribs might soften and release back together. Five more even cycles of breath. And whenever you are complete, begin to lift the torso, remove any props, and come back onto your hands and your knees. From there, as you find a sturdy foundation, you can find a little movement in your spine, and that might be lifting the torso, drawing the chest forward, and looking down to the floor, rounding the back, pushing deeply into the mat. And you might link these movements with your breath. And after a few rounds here, pause in a neutral spine and just take the hands in the same width, but we're going to walk the hands over to the left just a little bit. So we're finding a gentle C curve in our back, pushing evenly in your knees and your hands. Find that cat-cow shape here. Draw your torso forward. Look up towards the ceiling. And then round your spine. Push evenly into the earth. Back and forth. And begin to draw the hands back through center over to the right. Taking a few movements here. And releasing the shape. Take your hands to your blocks. Bring them to the front of the mat. And we're going to step our right foot forward, somewhere up by the blocks. This can be a lot on your back knee. So if your knee feels tender, I'll invite you to cushion it with a blanket. From here, we let the hands rest on the blocks. Some folks like to tuck the back toes, some don't. It's just a preference. Take a moment to honor what is showing up for you in this shape. And welcome the sensations as an opportunity to learn more about your body. If the ears have started to hunch up towards the shoulders up to the ears, see how you might find a little space there. And then we're gonna slowly shift our weight back, lengthen the right leg. And we'll find a couple movements back and forth. And then returning back with the front knee bent. And we're gonna find a gentle twist. So I'll invite you to keep your left hand on the block and take the right hand to the right hip. From there, you can draw the chin down or maybe explore looking behind you. Five breaths. And taking your time to unwind the shape in the way that's best for your body. Draw the front foot back and sit your weight on your heels for a moment. Inhale, reach your arms over your head. And exhale, bend your elbows, draw the shoulder blades back. Two more times. And then releasing fingertips to the floor, a point of contact for a moment. See how you might sit the spine a little bit taller. Tuck your chin and sway the head side to side. And lift the head back and walk the hands forward. Moving to the left side, step the left foot forward, taking care to cushion that back knee with a blanket, maybe even tucking the toes. And settle in here. You don't have to bend all the way into your front knee. You can stay here. Honoring if this side feels different. And approaching the breath. Notice if you have stopped breathing. And now begin to lengthen the left leg, maybe walk the blocks back, and just move back and forth, bending and lengthening. And returning the front knee bent, take the right hand to the block and the left hand to the left hip. This is a gentle twist. Find a place that feels comfortable for the eyes. Three more breaths together. And unwinding the shape, feeling all of the intricate sensations moving through your leg. And then go ahead and take the front leg back, sit on your hips once more. And we'll stretch the neck a little bit. So either you can take your hands and interlace them like this, and take the hands over to one side of your hip. I learned this, and I like this variation a little bit more, where you just keep your hand in a gentle ball and hold the ball with the other hand. I think it would feel a little bit different side to side. So for me, it's my right hand and my left. My right hand is being supported by my left hand. From there, take your left ear to your left shoulder. And you can explore by shifting your chin down to your ribs, or up towards the ceiling. Begin to take the head back on top of the shoulders. Inhale and release your arms. And then switch sides. So either making a ball with your hand or clasping your hands and taking them over to the other side of your body. And over time, begin to take the right ear over the right shoulder. And explore any movement that feels useful to you today. And let the head return back and the arms release. Cross your arms over your body. Give yourself a big hug. And then draw your chin down and round your rib cage forward. And return the body back up. Unwind the arms. And shift onto your back. Having a block or some sort of support nearby for a supported bridge shape. And when you're on your back, begin to push the feet flat into the earth. Lift the hips off of the mat and find the block or whatever you're using underneath the sacrum. So the very, very base of your spine. We want our lumbar curve to still be there. So the block is at the very end of the spine. Take a few breaths here with the knees bent, and if you like, in your own time, you can then extend the legs out beyond. See how you might soften your arms, letting the palms turn up towards the sky. And return attention to the feeling of heaviness, the steady support of your legs and back. Reorient your brain to the present moment by observing the physical body from head to toe. And if your legs are out in front of you, begin to guide them back now, planting the feet on the floor. Reach your arms over your head and then bend the elbows and find a place for the back of the arms to relax. Take the hands to your left knee. Draw the left knee slightly in. You don't have to move it very far. And lower the left foot. Take the hands over to the right knee and squeeze the right knee inward. Release. Press evenly into your feet and lift off of the support. And returning the spine all the way down. From here, feel free to take any final movements or shapes before we rest. And the final resting shape might look different for everyone. Some people might rest on their backs, others may be on their side or in a seated position. And if you're at home and a couch is available or a chair, then see what it would feel like to rest your legs over the chair. And when you arrive, scan the body from the crown of the head down to the soles of the feet. And know that there's nothing you have to do, nowhere you need to go. Soften the space between your eyes. Relax the tongue, the mouth, the nose. Relax the whole face. Draw awareness back to the present moment. Begin to sense the whole body resting heavy and supported. Draw awareness back now to the ebb and flow of your breath and the feeling of your breath moving throughout your body. You're welcome to begin gentle movement throughout your hands and your feet, letting awareness travel back outside. And over time, begin to shift your body over to one side. Let your head rest in your arms, taking a few more slow breaths here. And as you feel complete, sit your body back in a comfortable position. And take a moment to lengthen your spine and hold space for what is true for you now in this moment. And allow whatever shows up for you to be there completely. Take your hands somewhere over your heart, and I'll invite you to take this opportunity to send a wish or gratitude or positive thought out into the world. And I thank you for sharing the space together and for stepping into stillness with me. May you be joyful, may you be at peace, and may you be free. Namaste. Hmm. Thank you. Thank you. Good. It's magic, isn't it?